2 years ago, we flew on Singapore Airlines Airbus A350 all the way to New York City. Clocking in at a whopping 18 hours, it's the world's longest non-stop flight. Many reviews on YouTube, ours included, mainly focus on Singapore Airlines' long-haul product. So today, let's take a look at a different part of the company and some different planes. Singapore Airlines is the world's largest Airbus A350 operator with 62 planes currently in their fleet. Their A350s come in one of three configurations, either the ultra long-haul version used on flights to New York City, a regular long-haul version, or the mid-haul version, which is slightly different than the rest and is mainly used on flights within Asia. The longest routes these mid-haul A350s regularly serve are the roughly 8-hour flights to Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane. These A350s serve a similar application as do their Boeing 787-10s. They're used on flights within Asia and sometimes to Australia, but never over 8 hours. So, to find out what they're like, let's try both of them today, flying from Perth to Singapore aboard their Boeing 787-10 and then on to Bangkok aboard their mid-haul Airbus A350. I'm glad you've decided to join us on this trip, so let's get going. Aviation geeks and frequent flyers, welcome to this new episode of our review series Brutally Honest. This one was shot by Simply Aviation co-founder Felix as part of his trip back to Europe from Australia. Since we always try to review as many airlines as possible, our journeys sometimes become a bit convoluted. Felix traveled down to Australia on China Airlines, and after a layover in Hanoi, continued aboard Vietnam Airlines. These two trips will be covered in Brutally Honest episodes soon as well, so make sure you are subscribed to not miss them. Today's video starts at Perth International Airport in Western Australia. Perth has 4 terminals, 2 on each side of the main runway. In the east you have Terminal 1, the main international terminal, which is also where Singapore Airlines operates out of, as well as Terminal 2. And on the western side there are Terminals 3 and 4. The airport plans to consolidate its entire operation on the eastern side of the runway in the future though. Since we got to the airport very early, check-in was quick and easy and we're off to the gate for our 6:40 AM flight to Singapore. Singapore Airlines currently operates 3 daily flights to Perth, all with their Boeing 787-10. The plane used for our early morning flight up to Singapore operates a red-eye flight down here before that, which arrives in Perth at 5:10 in the morning. Since Perth is so far west, the flight time to Singapore isn't even that long, clocking in at just around 4.5 hours. And there's our ride, 9V-SCO, a 2019-built Boeing 787-10. One of 20 Boeing 787-10s currently in Singapore Airlines fleet, which makes them the world's second largest operator of this type behind United, which as of June 2023 has exactly one more 787-10 in their fleet.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Upon entering the plane, complimentary pairs of headphones were offered. All of Singapore Airlines Boeing 787-10s have the same cabin, one that is geared towards short and medium-haul flights. The business class cabin is located between doors 1 and 2, featuring 36 Stellia Symphony seats in a 1-to-1 configuration. And the rest of the plane simply has 301 economy class seats in the Dreamliners standard 333 configuration, where Singapore Airlines chose the popular Recaro CL3710 seats, with my seat being 61A. Currently, the longest route Singapore Airlines uses these Boeing 787-10s on are their flights to Tokyo Narita, which clock in at around 6 hours. So considering that this plane never sees flights longer than 6 hours, this economy class cabin is insane. Let's start down here. Being 183 centimeters tall, the legroom is good. The seats are fitted with seatback pockets, which also have these little extra pockets that are super useful to stay organized during the flight. There's even a blanket provided for this 5-hour flight from Perth to Singapore, and a pillow with a cover made of real fabric and not the scratchy single-use covers. You will also find 2 universal power ports per each 3 seats. Up here, the seats feature a cup holder, a bifold tray table with an integrated mirror, a USB port offering fast charging, an audio port, and the crew call and overhead lighting button, as well as a small storage compartment in the center and a sizable entertainment screen. The windows are dimmable, like on all 787s, and the headrests of the economy class seats are adjustable on the sides as well as vertically. The only useful thing that's absent is personal air vents in the ceiling.
In an emergency evacuation, floor level lighting will lead you to your nearest exit. Before using an evacuation slide, remove any high-heeled shoes and be sure to leave everything behind. To put on the life vest, remove it.
Before we depart, let's also have a brief look at whether the huge entertainment screen also comes with a good selection of content. Singapore Airlines uses the popular X3 entertainment system made by Panasonic on their 787s. The system features the Voyager 3D in-flight mapping application, real-time information on connecting flights once you get closer to Singapore, live TV, as well as plenty of movies and TV shows from all around the world. There are also music, podcasts, and audiobooks available. A truly impressive system for sure. Now, let's sit back, relax, and get ready for departure. At the gate over there is a Boeing 737 MAX of Batik Air Malaysia, a truly fascinating airline as they operate some of the world's longest 737 MAX flights out of Kuala Lumpur. We made a true report about their short-haul product just last year, so check out that video too. Breakfast took a while to be served, but here we go. The choice was between vegetarian stir-fried noodles or chicken sausages with scrambled eggs, but by the time my row was up, only the chicken sausages were still available. They were served in a tomato salsa and with some potatoes. I love that Singapore Airlines still provides metal cutlery even in economy class. The meal also included a pack of butter, a cup of low-fat strawberry yogurt, as well as a warm bread roll. Beverages of your choice were offered too, including tea or coffee. Don't get me wrong, for a 4.5-hour flight, this is a totally appropriate meal service. But considering that everything else so far is, figuratively speaking, a 10 out of 10, this meal didn't quite seem to fit that mark. By my row, only one choice was left, an okay hot dish with some bread and butter and yogurt, but no jam or fruit or anything. But again, that's really just in the context of this otherwise absolutely phenomenal product that this meal was just good, like a 7 out of 10. Singapore Airlines Boeing 787s are also equipped with Panasonic's Ku-band Wi-Fi system, with the offered pricing being very good in my opinion. 1 hour of unlimited data usage for $4 For in-flight Wi-Fi, that's quite affordable. During the rest of the flight, the crew periodically offered water. But now, we're about to start our descent into Singapore. Alright, here we are. Welcome to Singapore's Changi International Airport. Now, we have 3.5 hours to kill here in Singapore, and with everything the airport has to offer, that will be quite easy. Changi Airport has 4 terminals, with Singapore Airlines mainly using Terminal 3, with some flights also utilizing Terminals 1 and 2. SQ712, the 3:25 p.m. flight to Bangkok, that's ours. And as you can see, our flight is departing from Terminal 2, so we'll have to take the shuttle train to get there. Unfortunately, the line we use isn't the one that passes through the Jewel, which is the giant shopping mall with a botanical garden and waterfall in the middle that Changi Airport opened a few years ago. Now let's see what unique things we can find around here. A sunflower garden? Let's have a look. An open-air sunflower garden at an airport. Changi Airport, man, it plays in a league of its own. I also came across this indoor garden at the other end of the terminal. But enough browsing, it's time to head to our gate. One thing I personally dislike about Changi Airport is the fact that they do security checks directly at the gate, which results in fairly long queues most of the time. But I have to highlight their thoughtfulness of installing a bottle refill machine in a small gate area after the security check. Over there is our plane to Bangkok, 9V-SHH, a 2019 built Airbus A350-900. Once again, headphones are available during boarding. As mentioned before, the cabin of Singapore Airlines regional A350s is different from the rest. In business class, these aircraft feature 40 Stylia Symphony seats directly followed by economy class, which comes in a 333 configuration featuring the Recaro CL3710 seat. These seats are almost the same as on the Boeing 787, with the main difference being the entertainment system. While the 787s have the Panasonic X3 system, the regional A350s feature the Thales Avant system. This means the location of the ports is slightly different, with the USB and audio port being located at the bottom of the screen. Though an equally wide selection of content is available to be streamed on demand. One difference is the in-flight map, which obviously isn't a Panasonic program, but it's also equally useful. Something that's just like aboard the 787 though is the absence of personal air vents. What does Singapore Airlines have against personal air vents? On this flight, I'm in 54A, the last row of the first section of economy class. The Dreamliner over there has just finished a rotation to Denpasar, and is about to embark on another one to the same destination. This Boeing 737 MAX 8 is about to depart to Phnom Penh after arriving from Brunei just earlier. This Etihad Dreamliner arrived from Abu Dhabi yesterday, and I'm not sure why it's here in Singapore that long. But a day on the ground is nothing compared to this Airbus A380, which hasn't been in the air for over 3 years. Having been built in 2008, 9V SKF is one of the oldest Airbus A380s at an age of 15 years. Unfortunately, that fact means it's highly unlikely it'll ever return to service again. Coincidentally, we have captured the experience flying aboard this exact plane on our channel when Simon flew aboard 9V SKF from Beijing to Singapore in business class back in 2018. Check out that video too to see what that bird was like on the upper deck. Just as we were up for departure, Scoot's Pokemon jet lined up for takeoff down to where we just arrived from, Perth.
Can we go to takeoff stations, please?
After takeoff, a hot snack was served. On their shortest routes, Singapore Airlines serves these little boxed meals. They are made by a company called SATS, which I briefly showcased in our video of the World Travel Catering Expo last year, the world's definitive expo on, well, airline food. SATS stands for Singapore Airport Terminal Services and is one of the largest airport services providers in Asia. They offer everything from cargo handling to terminal services, in-flight catering, and operation of the security lines. So technically, the same company that keeps you from bringing knives on airplanes is the company that brings you knives on airplanes. On these short flights though, they're not made out of metal. Inside the box was the only option available on this flight, Thai stir-fried noodles with prawns called Tom Yum Mehun. For dessert, we've got a cup of dark chocolate ice cream. The rest of this roughly 2-hour flight went by super quickly, so we're already descending down to Bangkok. Singapore Airlines. I mean, is there anything left to say? A 4-hour flight followed by a 2-hour flight, both operated on airplanes with cabins dedicated to short and medium haul flights, and still, they both had service elements as if they were 10-hour long haul flights. 2 hot meals, comfy pillows, phenomenal crews, incredible seats. If you need to travel within Asia and Singapore Airlines is an affordable option, don't hesitate to fly on them. You certainly won't regret it.
Thank you for flying Singapore Airlines, a member of Star Alliance.
With that, welcome to Bangkok Suvarnabhumi International Airport. Once again, I want to thank you for joining us on this trip. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to like the video and subscribe to our channel, as we have many more videos to come. And special thanks to all those of you who chose to support us with a paid membership on our channel. It's thanks to you that we can continue to improve our video quality, dedicate more time and resources toward our channel, and deliver the best in-flight reviews we can. If you're not a channel member but consider joining the club, check out the members tab right here on our channel. Starting at just €2 per month, which is just €24 per year, you can help us increase the variety of airlines we showcase and help improve the quality of our content even further. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to everyone who chose to support us that way already. Thank you for being a subscriber, or if you're just passing by for this one video, thank you for watching. I'll see you again for a new video soon, and in the meantime, why not take a look at the brutally honest episode of The World's Longest Flight to see what Singapore Airlines is like when you don't fly them for 2 hours, but for 18. Spoiler, they're fantastic there too.